Oops. Hi everyone, it's Robin Moser with the Tipsy Realtor again, Anna Terranova, and I'm going to let Anna introduce our very special guest.
Well, we're doing a wine tasting today, so we actually invited a sommelier, Irina Shevchenko. She is a professional in the wine industry. She loves wine as much as I do, probably even more. So she will guide us today through wine tasting experience.
Well, and I'm only a professional wine drinker, not wine taster.
Well, we need everybody who likes to drink wine, who appreciates the wine, and who sells the wine.
And then we also, after doing the wine tasting, we're going to chit-chat about how to compare houses when home shopping.
Exactly. Well, let's start with wine. So we have 2 French wines on the table today, and one wine will be a gift to a lot of our clients.
Yes, this Christmas.
You guys are going to get a bottle from Robin Moser and Associates, and we will be talking about this wine today. So, Irina, why don't you guide us? Let's start. So we already opened our bottles, and you can see we put some in a professional tasting glasses. But let's talk about corkage first. We were joking, Robin and I opened the bottles, and we were joking about don't judge the wine by its cork. So we have 2 corks. What do you think people need to look at when they open the bottle?
Well, this is a classic wine closure. Cork is natural, and we all like it as a part of serving procedure. We open the wine, the cork is nice, it's looking good. It smells nicely. Some people like to smell cork, but it may tell you something about wine spoilage only if the cork is really smelling bad.
Okay.
But sometimes cork smells not bad at all, but
like
wine
cork.
is spoiled, right?
Okay.
So
that's what we say.
yeah.
Don't judge by its cork.
But can you also talk about, because I didn't know this, I used my electric cork opener, and you used a non-electric one, and there was actually something
It's
different.
because I actually wasn't able to work the electric one. It was like an alien ship to me.
So, tell them about the difference in the 2 different ways of opening and why one was good and one was bad. Because I didn't even know this, and this is how I open my wine all the time. So,
yeah, we don't really want to penetrate the cork. We don't want the pieces of cork to enter the wine, so we don't want to have them in the wine glass. And also, if you want to reclose your bottle with the cork, you don't want this open channel for oxygen in your bottle.
Oh,
so
see, that's another good one. Yeah.
see, thank God I always drink a full bottle.
By herself.
No problem.
In Portugal, that's what they did. They go like, well, this is table wine. Like, you drink it at the table. And I was like, that's my kind of wine.
Yeah, and you can see the electric. I'm just going to try to see if you guys can see it. Punctured the cork just a little bit. Because I was asking Robin, I was like, when do you know to stop? Because to me, like as I opened it, there was no, and I'm kind of like stickler for not having the cork in my wine swimming in the glass when I pour it. So, okay, great. So we talked about the cork. Now, the first glass nearest to you, we doing a Beaujolais Village, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, tell us. So we all sticking to France today.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about like how to choose the wine and how to compare, how to taste the wine. But yeah, when I was on the way here, no, you will see the point, okay?
Okay.
When I was driving here, I was thinking like you will compare houses, how to compare houses, and in the house you have an exterior and you can enter and actually see what is inside. With the wine, when you go to the store, it's the bottle, the label, that's it. You don't know what is inside.
Yes, it's always a surprise.
Always, yeah. You can read the label, sometimes it's meaningless.
Right.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it has no information at all.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you read tasting notes, and even if you understand these descriptors, it's somebody else's tasting notes, it's not yours. So the best thing is to taste wines, to have your own experience.
Okay.
So try to attend tastings.
So it's not like a melon, you can't smell it, just to get it and try it.
Exactly, and build your own library, build your own experience.
Yes.
Which everyone's experience when looking at houses is different too.
Exactly, because everybody has different eyes, different nose, different tastes, right? So.
Yeah, and different needs as well, right?
Exactly.
So if you taste at home, try always to taste like 2 wines at the same time. Have similar.
So open
similar
2
glasses.
bottles.
I like it.
This is going well.
Have tasting buddies who are on the same page, who want to
You're
taste
supposed to bring friends over when you drink 2 bottles.
It's better with friends.
Okay, fair enough.
Definitely.
I'm supposed to share.
And fill the glass like up to the widest point, not fill it to the top.
Okay, so when it goes kind of like,
So not like this.
yeah. So we did pour Robin one glass by request what not to do. So
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so to the widest point.
And swirl it.
Okay,
swirl it
swirl.
and
Oh,
smell
I'm
it.
supposed to swirl it on the ground?
So how about like a decanting versus non-decanting, and knowing which wine to decant?
Usually decanting will not spoil your wine. It's always good for any wine, even for sparkling, especially if it's a vintage champagne you're drinking.
Yes, because like 1996 Dom or something, right? Yeah.
If you don't have a decanter available easily, it's not a problem at all. You can decant it like when you swirl the wine in your glass. It's actually decanting.
Yes.
And another way, open the bottle like 30 minutes before you drink your wine.
Yeah. So for
Do the job.
example, this one I opened an hour ago. So
perfect.
Yeah, it will taste a little bit different. I'm actually I did taste it when I opened it just to see what it tasted like, but now I'm interested to see how it's gonna taste after it's been airing and breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course,
Okay.
older.
So we swirled.
Yeah.
Now what?
Older and bolder wines, of course, need longer decanting.
Yes.
Younger, probably not too much.
How is this one? Is it old, young? What are we here?
Both are the same age.
Okay.
Both are French. Both are red. So if you compare wines, of course, whites to whites, reds to reds. And take your time, smell one glass. If you are just a beginner, smell one and then swirl and smell another.
Oh.
And if you don't pick the
why you
aromas
need to-
immediately, no worries. If you don't pick aromas immediately, don't worry, take your time, close your eyes. Because sometimes people with open eyes say, oh, I smell wine. Close your eyes. You'll smell something else.
Yes, okay.
You'll smell the berries, smoke, herbs, and it actually develops your brain as well because you remember.
So it's even good for you.
Your brain development.
Yes. Because you remember everything you smelled ever in your life.
Yes.
So yeah.
Oh, it's yeah. I definitely noticed the difference between the two glasses here. And I do that all the time. I mean, we met at the wine club, so that's how I know.
On the wine tasting.
Yeah, the wine tasting, which I set up.
Okay,
obviously.
so we've tasted
Yeah.
this one, have we? Has anyone
So,
tasted
yeah,
it? I've
yeah, and
tasted
then
it.
take
do we
take a
swirl?
sip
Do we swirl?
in the mouth.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you recommend for swirling? So let's
Yeah,
swirl.
I do. Because this volatile compounds enter.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
That's what you
Oh.
do. Aerate in your mouth as well. Because these compounds enter your nose from your nostrils, but as well from your throat back there, and you feel more of these compounds. And then after you swallow, chew your mouth as well, because your palate, your receptors are everywhere in your mouth.
Yeah.
You'll find the sweet spot, and it
So
will
if
make a
you
difference.
thought I was doing a weird sound when I was tasting the wine, that's what I was doing. I was chewing.
If it makes you feel better, it's not the first weird sound you've made.
Oh my god, sounds terrible.
No, I'm joking. Oh, wait, okay.
So do you taste like now another one to see how?
How you can compare?
Yeah. Okay.
This one's spicier.
Yes.
Peppery.
So this one is,
I said to it.
yeah, peppery.
No.
So that one's this one.
No.
No.
This
The
one.
spicy one is that one. Ooh, that would go good with steak then, right? If it's peppery?
Yes, exactly. So the first one is Beaujolais Village. It's unoaked, easy, fruity, lighter color.
It is, yeah.
And the second one is a blend, Grenache, Cinsault, Syrah. Spicy, smoky, herbs, dark red fruits. Will be
Oh,
good
yeah.
with steak, meat,
Yeah.
any
That's what I
preparation
said.
of
Like
meat.
when it's actually now it's opened, it's even more complex and more chewy.
I really,
would
really
say.
like this one.
That's the one
Like,
everybody
I-
gets for Christmas.
I know, I really, really like
All
that
right.
one. That's
Okay,
awesome.
Well, we like the
Yeah.
one we picked.
Yeah.
It was per recommendations, of course, and
Nice.
yeah, and I do like my wines bolder. So to me, like French wines always a gamble because they tend to be a lighter body or
Now,
yeah.
switching on to the real estate side of this, we always talk to people about what it is to compare houses because we've taught you how to compare wines and now we're going to teach you how to compare houses. Now, there are things that are obvious that people compare when looking at houses, like the obvious things like layout, size, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, price, appliances. Maintenance is usually a thing that people notice right away. They may not realize they're noticing, but they notice the maintenance of the house.
Sometimes the exterior package, the colors, like, it's like, oh, this bottle looks pretty. Oh, this house looks pretty. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But there's lots of things that people actually don't know or may not be the obvious things to look at when comparing houses. So I think you need to spend a lot of time in the electrical room. A lot of people don't realize that, but you should be looking at the electrical panel, how full it is it new, is it old, depending on the age of the home, is it well labeled? I think that makes a big difference. But you should also be looking at the furnace room, right? Like the furnace room, how old is the furnace? Does it look like it's maintained? Is it high efficiency? Hot water tank, is it tankless? Is it a tanked hot water tank? How old is a hot water tank? Is there signs of calcification around the hot water tank?
Yeah.
Those are all really big things to consider when you're looking at houses that not everyone will look at. Does it have AC?
It's also very scary because a lot of people don't know what they're looking at, right? For example, even me being in real estate, I'm like, electrical, and I'm just looking at it. But, I know things that I have to look for, like the age of electrical and the stamps and things like that. But again, look for like visible signs of deterioration.
Absolutely.
And check if it's been serviced. There's always a stamp of some sort. And the rest we can rely on home inspection if the house meets the rest of your criteria.
Exactly. And those are the kind of things that you can tell is how well have they maintained that. Because if your furnace goes down, that's a good $5,000 to deal with your furnace. When you're looking at the AC, take a look at the AC. Does it look like it's been well maintained? Those are things that you have to look at, because if you're going to start changing those things or having to replace them, those are big ticket items. Also, when you walk up to the house, I always stand back, just like you guys do with the wine, let it breathe. I stand back and look at a house and I kind of look at it and I'm like, okay, how are we for shingles? Do the shingles look like they're curling? How much life is possibly left in the shingles? If you can't tell it by eyeballing it, then ask me or Anna, because we're obviously going to be with you and looking at houses, to take a look. Because we can usually eyeball the age of shingles because we've been through thousands of homes and been part of thousands of home inspections.
Areas also age themselves, right? Pine shingles, clay shingles, those things like exist as well.
Yeah.
And for the shingles also, sometimes it's hard to say from the ground. I love the 2-story or 3rd-story views because I look down to see the neighbors' yards and the shingles, because they give you an idea if the shingles are good. You can see them a little bit up close, especially over the garage areas. And then the neighbors, you want to check the neighbors' yards to see who lives. Sometimes, like if you're looking for family neighbors, you can see you can look for toys. You can see if it's clean yards or junky yards. Those things are important, and also they support that house value.
Absolutely. And the other thing too is if you want to take a little quick peek, if it's during the summer or fall or spring, take a look at your downspouts. Is there a ton of granules from asphalt shingles? Because that can tell you a lot too about the condition of the roof and the shingles. The other thing is also look at the flooring. A lot of people look at flooring, and honestly, as realtors, we can look at a floor and I can tell you if it's engineered, laminate, vinyl, all that kind of stuff. Although I will tell you that some of the laminates out there are getting hard. You have to pull
the air exchange, right?
I know, to figure out, because some of these laminates out there nowadays are getting really fancy that they're getting hard to tell.
Which is a good thing, to be honest. Absolutely. Because laminate is also a fantastic product and easy to maintain, good like if you have pets and kids and things like that. So
those are the kind of things you want to take a look at. Obviously, the basement development is obvious, but you should take a look at quality. Permits, if there's lacking permits for basement development, it's supposed to be disclosed, but you should also take a look at the electrical panel to see if the tags are on the electrical panel to say that they got permits during the basement development. Mm-hmm. The other thing is when you're look closely at the walls to see if they did their own sanding, mudding, taping, because obviously if you've got a little bit more of a handyman job, you want to make sure if it's done professionally or not professionally. And the other thing to know is
just remember you're paying for it.
Exactly.
So if they adjusted the price for fully finished basement and the next home or down the street is selling fully finished basement, but one is professionally finished and one is done yourself and it is the same price level, you want to make sure you gauge your negotiation based on it as well.
Absolutely. And although it happens rarely in Calgary, there are houses with wood foundations versus concrete.
Yeah.
And that's something that you want to take a look at as well and verify. Because if you've got a wood foundation, there should be an engineering certificate. Honestly, wood foundations are very, very common in a ton of other jurisdictions. They're not that common here because it's Alberta. And you know what? We just generally stick with concrete. There's nothing wrong with the two of them. Again, as long as they're maintained properly, you can have just as many problems with a wood foundation as you can with a concrete foundation.
And another thing you have to consider is actually like outside factors. Nothing to do with the house inside or outside, but it's to do with transportation,
Absolutely.
schools, drive to work, things like that actually will either enhance your lifestyle or be a complete pain in the ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because driving to work 20 minutes versus an hour or hour and a half, and remember Calgary winters, you always add an extra hour to everything what you drive in the summer, and that make you spend more time in the car. Or if you have kids going to school, sometimes there are schools in the area but they're overfilled, and you have to put your kids in a different district. And again, there is a lot of things to consider lifestyle wise, right?
Yeah. And finally, the last and biggest thing is think about how long you plan on living in the home. And if that house for that time period is going to suit you, because that's the thing is if you plan on living in the house till the day you die and you want to have 15 kids and it only has 3 bedrooms, then you either need to plan on how 15 children are going to fit into your 3 bedrooms or
have a big yard so you can build like a tree house.
Exactly. Or you need to consider the fact that maybe this is not that lifestyle long-term home, depending on what you want. So that's always the biggest question I always ask the clients is, how long do you plan on living here? Because that's what we're looking for right now is that period of your life, and what is that period of your life looking like?
Absolutely.
So, prize time.
So, we are going to be giving this cool gadget I took out of the box today so you guys can see how neat this looks. And Calvin here, he is a smart temperature device that goes on the bottle. So you kind of actually like put, it's in the package, but you kind of put around the bottle and it will tell you when it's good, your wine temperature wise are ready to be drank, and it delivers to your phone. So you just kind of put it on, you go do stuff, and it's like, ding! Your wine is perfected. And you come back and drink. So we're going to be giving this after the September is done. Please love, share our videos. That's how you get entered in the contest on all social medias. And your name is going to go in a draw. If you do it more than once, your name's going to go more than once in the draw.
Absolutely. And we'll be drawing on the first show in October.
Cool.
I wonder if it tells you if you're the right temperature.
I know, right? I'm always running hot.
Wow. Thank you guys so much for coming here for our show. We had a great time. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So
time goes so fast. I already missed you guys.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at buying or selling real estate in the next 6 to 12 months, friends, family, coworkers, anyone you know, give myself or Anna a call, and we will be here to make sure you, with wine, can help you buy or sell your home in any way, shape, or form. And if you're looking for investing, honestly, if you missed yesterday's weekly update, I highly recommend you watch it. Now is the time to invest in real estate. You've got a lot of positive things going ahead. And if you're looking at buying, now is the time to buy real estate because it's not going to get any cheaper. So, of course, our prizes are offered by and on behalf of RE/MAX Realty Professionals. And catch us on any of our social medias.
Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Robin uses Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but everything else,
I'm
on it.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Or give Anna and I a call. Yeah. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.